Stories of Strength, brought to you by Dabur Amla.
So Mandira, you've been a super strong mother, an actor. Now we're coming to our segment called Dabur Amla, Story of Strength.
Okay.
And of course, you've been through so much in your life.
Yeah.
And I want to know one instant that you remember or a phase जो आप गुजर रही थी उससे, and then how you came out of it. And tell our listeners, something. जैसे आपने कहा आप motivational speaker है, so
Okay.
you've been through it.
I've been through many, many things. I've had a very, firstly, I've been in the business for 30 years, which is a very long time. And being in entertainment for that long, you realize also that you have some great phases and some not so good phases.
Absolutely.
So in these last 30 years, I've felt a lot, experienced a lot, seen a lot. And I have to tell you, I used to have some very serious anger issues.
Oh.
Yes, it doesn't seem so now.
Because you're so calm and
yes,
fun and relaxed.
Yes, but I used to. And, if things weren't going well work-wise, I would lash out, I'd be angry. I was very angry. I used to be very angry.
Mm-hmm.
And when
you were younger, much younger, like in your 20s
No.
Oh, no.
Not too long ago. Let's say about 10 years ago.
Okay.
And, the first thing is, a lot of us go through life without absolutely any idea of the kind of effect we have on people or how we treat people. People just are so into themselves and concerned with themselves that they don't realize. Awareness is a very important thing. It's very important to be aware. 1 minute, there is something here that is amiss, something needs work, something needs changing, something needs... And I did realize that I would lash out at the closest, we tend to do that.
Of course.
We are the hardest on the people who love us the most. And my mum and Raj used to always get into a conversation saying, she loves us the most, but she's the hardest on us. And sometimes she's so angry and so this, so that. So, I knew there was something that needed changing and something that needed work. And honestly, in our society, we're a little behind the West in the sense that whenever we have a problem that needs addressing, people don't really go to professionals.
Yeah, it's a thing. You can't take
Why
therapy.
would you
then you're
go to a
considered like
therapist?
off your head.
I've been to a therapist 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And when I told my mum for the first time I'm going to a therapist, she said, why?
Why? What's wrong? Yeah,
What
it's
will
a
people
very...
think? Firstly, what will people think? And then it was like, no, but why can't you speak to your friends or speak to me? I said, no, I want to speak to a professional. And I want to speak to somebody that, is equipped to help me and who can give me a perspective and show me a mirror. And so I've done that kind of therapy, clinical therapy, and then I've done, spiritual therapy. I've had a healer who's come and met me. But what really actually helped me through my very severe anger issues was hypnotherapy.
Okay.
And I'm sharing this with you because I think, people firstly don't talk about the fact that I've had mental health issues. So I've been angry and I've also been depressed. And I've tried to deal with my sadness through therapy. But anger really needed something else. And hypnotherapy, unlike what people would imagine it to be, you're not lying on a couch with somebody,
like how they're saying that,
with a pendulum in front of you and you're just blurting out whatever's coming, down from your subconscious. The way it works is our mind is like this, all right? And we use only 2-3% of our conscious mind is what we're using on a day-to-day basis. A lot of what we go through, a lot of what, the negative experiences we have, we push down into our subconscious and don't want to deal with it, don't want to address it, don't want to process it, just gets pushed down. And those later on in life become patterns, become depression, become, anger. And with the beauty about hypnotherapy is when you go into a session, firstly, you're not under. People say you're under, you're down. You are absolutely conscious at all times. It is very beautiful. And you are just able to access that 98% which you can't otherwise access.
Right,
Which is so nice because it gets you to the root of a lot of things that, that trouble you and that have become patterns in your life. So it was hypnotherapy that actually, and I did maybe 12 sessions of hypnotherapy, and I can say I actually conquered something that was an ailment with me, a disease with me. It was anger is not good for anybody.
Yeah.
Now that's not to say at this point of time I don't get angry at all. There are sometimes situations
Yeah,
that
that's
warrant
normal.
anger.
Yeah.
But I have dealt with my anger issues through a lot of therapy. And I really think that, a very important message that should go out to people is whenever you're feeling, off, be it angry, depressed, sad, for an extended period of time, I think you should address it. You should do something about it and reach out. And it's easier and better to speak to a professional, someone you don't know, than someone who you do know, who could possibly judge you or, So, I mean, I have conquered it. I have overcome it.
Yeah.
And I can say I am on the other side of it. And, as a parent, we all now parent our children differently from the way we were parented. There are patterns. So when you grow up with very, very strict parents, you become a very strict parent yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
There are certain things that, and there was a time when I'd be teaching Veer math and the poor guy is not getting it. And I'd grind my teeth. And my father used to do that when he used to get angry with me while teaching me math. He used to get really upset with me and he'd talk to me with clenched teeth. And I realized I was doing that. And I wanted to break that pattern. I have to say, the kind of parent I am now, and listen, this is no judgment on my parents. They parent the way they were parented.
Of course.
And there wasn't all this information that's out there now about breaking patterns and therapy, or therapy for that matter. So I have to say, in some sense, I have broken a pattern. I have overcome my anger. And I think, as being, now that I'm a single parent, I need to be closer. It's more important to be closer and more connected to my children than to be a parent that enforces discipline and gets angry and gets upset. So, yeah.
That's such a lovely story. And I think it's so brave on you to be so open about it.
People don't talk about their shortcomings.
No,
people don't talk about
they don't. That's why you deserve this hamper, giving you a little gift.
Thank you.
Dabur Amla, little.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's so beautiful.
You can take it.